Hey traders, so welcome to the weekly market analysis, and over here we'll be talking about the major pairs. We have Aussie USD. You can clearly see where are we moving towards, right? This is the monthly time frame, and prices are now at our supply zone, right? So this is a huge supply zone, and we are expecting prices to move down towards potentially this area before heading up for new highs, right? And this is because we have a strong down move before an up move. So you can clearly see this is a huge demand zone by itself, right? So we are definitely looking for buys inside of here. Okay, so this is how it works on the monthly time frame, and if you can see on the immediate time frame on the daily, we have a demand zone here as well. So this is the last down move that clears all the lows. You can see this down move clears these levels over here, right? So it liquidates this position before making an up move, right? That broke out of structure. Okay, so we are likely to head towards the upside over here, or this level. You can see this is a supply zone, and this is a supply zone as well. Alright, so these are the two levels we are looking to sell towards. Alright, so look for confirmation inside of these areas before moving down. The next pair that we'll be talking about will be the Euro Pound. So can you see that we are on a weekly zone where prices makes this institutional shift and now created this demand zone over here. So if you go down to the daily time frame, you can understand that we have a breakout over here, right? So if you were to label this on the daily time frame, this is the sign climax, automatic rally, your ST. This is your STNB, right? And your STNB broke structure over here. So this is your shift. And you can clearly see that this shift didn't break higher, right? Didn't break the AR, and this creates an equal highs, right? Equal high. And what is likely to happen? Prices are likely to clear these orders over here, right? And where would prices want to clear these levels? Inside of this zone before a breakout. So we are definitely looking to buy over here, and as prices approaches this level over here, we are waiting for some sort of a schematic, right? Like this, to bring us higher into these levels, clearing these levels, maybe tapping into this supply zone. Look for the same thing over here. Look for the same thing, right? Breaks down to bring us deeper into these levels, because you can see this weekly zone is so huge. So we are likely to see a secondary move towards this downside. Over here, you can see this is a demand zone as well. So whether or not prices actually reacts to this level will depend on what happens during then, right? If we see a strong breakout, then we are looking for higher prices to be met here or here. So look for buys inside of this daily zone over here, this daily demand, to eventually clear these equal highs, tapping into this supply zone. Then look for temporary sells down. Next, we have the Euro Yen. You can clearly identify this large supply zone, this huge weekly supply zone, right? And we can expect prices to go deeper as well. And over here, we have the supply zone on the daily time frame. Can you see this huge demand zone on the daily time frame? And prices are tapping into it, right? So if you drop down to the lower time frame, which is the 5 minutes, we are looking to catch a buy towards this area at the least over here. We are looking to buy into these areas, right? Because this is liquidity over here, and this is an order block or a supply zone where it's likely to mitigate these areas to push towards this level. So can you see that we have a demand zone over here on the 3 minutes time frame? So inside of our daily demand zone, we have a 3 minutes demand zone over here that is unmitigated, right? And we have imbalances inside of here as well. Yes, so when you look to the right, as of current prices, you are expecting a move into this zone. Okay, so let's see on the 5 minutes time frame, right? We have a potential Wyckoff schematic. You can see that we have a selling climax, automatic rally, we have a SOS, signs of strength, and this creates a trendline liquidity, right? For prices to take them out. So we are likely to see a down move, creating our STNB over here. there are potential tests of this trend line to get traders to sell over here. So maybe they are looking for lower lows to be met. And that is why we can use them as our liquidation of orders, right? This is your spring. The spring would likely be at the demand zone on 3 minutes. And we see a strong buy side move over here, shifting in structure and momentum, breaking out of this level. We have a shift, right? And we have a potential test over here, maybe into demand levels inside of here. So maybe this, maybe our test. And once we see a shift out of the SOS over here, our signs of strength, we are able to take buys, right? So you can actually buy inside of here as well. You can buy inside your test if, so can you imagine over here, on the lower time frame, maybe on the 1 minute time frame, if you see another move like this, you can take buys, right, on the 1 minute time frame inside of here. So this is the only way I'll look for buys if I get a 1 minute schematics inside of here, right? A shift from strong hands to weak hands to strong hands, right? Otherwise, we'll wait for a strong shift, a break of the SOS, then look to buy inside of here to catch a move towards this level. So likely you will see something like this, right? And aim here. So it depends on your execution. If you see a confirmation inside of here, giving you the same thing inside of here, you can put your stop loss at this level. Otherwise, if you are conservative enough, put your stop loss below the swing, the spring, sorry, and aim for this level. Over here, we have the EURUSD. You can see we have uptrends creating higher highs and higher lows. So we are expecting higher highs to be met, right? And over here, currently, we are at a demand zone. Prices taps into it, right? And we can actually expect a move up. But can we buy over here? We are actually waiting for confirmation. So let's say this demand zone held, right? We're looking for a breakout, then a pullback before a buy, right? So otherwise, with this immediate break of structure, we are looking for a move towards supply zones inside of here before a move down into this demand zone, then take a buy, right? So we have something like this, then take a buy. So if you go down to the lower time frame, you can identify a supply zone right now over here. So this is a huge supply zone, and we are waiting for deeper prices to be met. So maybe we have something like this to push prices higher before moving down. And we can look to buy maybe here and wait for the confirmation again. Wait for the schematic to appear, and if it doesn't, if we see a breakthrough, then likely this level would be our next buy area, right? Because ultimately we are looking to buy at the best prices. So we are always looking to buy below the 50% level because this is the discounted prices. Wait for a tap into this level, a breakdown, buy over here, right? Wait for a schematic or a confirmation before moving up. Otherwise, a breakdown of this level should push prices down towards the next demand zone over here. So you can be a seller inside of these levels, right? Keep catching sales, catch sales, right? Then a buy. So these are buyers for the euro dollar. So over here we have the pound yen. You can clearly see we are at a supply zone on the daily time frame, right? So if we look at this level, this is the last up to down move, right? That broke out of structure. So we are looking for sales, potential sales at this area. So you can understand where are prices likely to move towards, right? Right now we have this down to up move over here. So this is our demand zone, and this is our supply, right? So if you drop down lower towards the maybe 8 hours time frame or the 4 hours, we can see that prices are leading us towards this demand zone. Why? Because we have a break of structure, then a slow climb back. We have a break of structure, we have a slow climb back towards this last supply zone, and prices reacts to it, came back down, right? And we're likely to see a move towards this level, and we can actually look for buys, right? You can look for buys inside of this demand, maybe to mitigate higher prices on deeper areas, or maybe just towards this supply zone, right? So can you see we have a supply zone here, and if prices doesn't come back to mitigate immediately, then we are looking for buys at this level. So if prices makes a break of structure over here, clearing this level, and we see the same move back up into this level, we can look for sells on the lower time frame. So on the lower time frame, we're looking for the same confirmation and the shift from weak hands to strong hands. So imagine this is the supply level, right? So this supply level, understand that it broke out of structure, right? And as prices comes back up, we are looking for this sort of a move. Then catch a sell here, or maybe even here, right? Catch a sell here or here to push prices towards this demand zone ultimately, right? So prices does not immediately turn from this open of the demand zone, right? There's a possibility that prices will come back deeper into this demand zone, maybe towards this refined area, before deciding whether or not to make a higher high, because we can see this impulse move over here. With this impulse move, every creation over here, every swing highs and swing lows inside of here is the creation of liquidity, right? To trap traders inside of here. So technically, you don't want to be a participant inside of here until prices comes back to touch your demand zone. Then look for the schematic to see whether prices wants to break higher highs or just simply break down from here. And if it does, if prices breaks down from this level, we are going to see all of this liquidity being ran all the way down towards maybe this area over here, right? So this will be our bias for the pound yen. So next up, we have the pound dollar. You can clearly identify this supply zone on the weekly time frame. So prices are currently at this level over here. So we drop down to the lower time frame, maybe on the 1 hour. On the daily time frame, you can clearly see this wick over here took out the liquidity lying above here, right? And we are expecting prices to move off from here. So on the 1 hour time frame, we have this huge schematic, right? We have the buying climax, automatic rally. We have our ST over here. We have our signs of weakness, right? Showing us that prices wants to potentially go lower. We have this UT. So understand that our uptrust has to take out liquidity of your secondary test. So it does not necessarily need to take out your BC, right? Your buying climax. Came back down, shows a UTED. Alright, so why are we expecting a UTED to be formed? Because our uptrust did not break any minor structure, maybe over here. And we are expecting a test which it gives us, but it didn't break out of your trading range. So your trading range is depicted by your AR, automatic rally, as well as your signs of weakness. But you can clearly see prices didn't break below, right? And that is why we are not looking to take any action just yet. So prices came back up, creates this UTED, right? Breaks down of minor structures inside of here, right? This creates your shift, gives us a test. So usually, we are actually waiting for a test into this order block, but our test actually filled the imbalance inside of here, right? Give us a breakdown of your SOW, right? Your signs of weakness. So now we are looking for potential sells, but where are we looking to sell? So you realize that we have a last unmitigated zone here, right? Inside of this level. So this is your supply zone. We are ultimately looking to sell, right? So if for prices to move into this level, where are prices likely to go towards? Here, right? Your demand zone here. Or even here. So this means that you can be a buyer. You can go into the lower time frame to look for buys towards this supply zone, then look for sells. Right? Or the same thing appearing here anywhere, right? This zone or this zone to look for buys, right? Because both are valid. So the only problem is this demand zone didn't break out of structure, but this demand zone broke out of structure, right? So if you were to ask me, I will aim for a lower price over here. If I want to be a buyer, I'll buy over here, right? But understand that you are in a weekly supply zone and you are likely looking for sells. You don't want to buy at a resistance area or a supply zone, right? So for those who are interested to buy, you can buy here, all right, into this supply zone. And I'm really interested in this supply zone because it's unmitigated. It taps into imbalance. It filled the imbalance, give us a move down, breaks out of our trading range, our signs of weakness, and now looking for a retest into these levels over here. So look for the schematics inside of here, right? You can go down to the 5 minutes time frame, catch this move down, right? And this is a potential trade towards the demand zone inside of here. So maybe you can catch a sell here, stop loss above UTED, aim all the way towards this level for 1:5 trade. So over here, we have the New Zealand dollar. You can clearly see that we have a supply zone here, right? Prices taps into it perfectly. So what is going on inside of here, right? This is a supply zone on the daily time frame. So can you see this last buy move before this sell move that broke out of structure? So this wasn't mitigated yet. So can you see that we have an imbalance here as well? And this hasn't been mitigated. So if you look at current prices, it taps in perfectly, right? And this actually broke out of structure. So I'm definitely looking for sells towards maybe this level over here, right? Because with this sell, we're looking for a higher low to form and a lower low. And you can clearly see that we have two zones identified here. So this is the range. We are looking for sells clearing this liquidity over here. Okay. Prices may come back down, liquidating these levels over here before buying up into our supply zone, then move off all the way towards this level. So this is our first scenario. Our second scenario would be if prices moves off from here, right? Give us a schematic. Then we can expect prices, we can sell over here to mitigate this level. And maybe this would give us something like this towards this area before a sell down. So this is our scenario number 2. So either way, we are looking for sells, but where, right? So this would be the first sell opportunity. And this would be our second sells, right? So imagine we have a zone over here, we have a supply zone. And if you go deeper into this, we are also expecting the same schematic, right? We are looking for this transfer of weak hands to strong hands inside of here to catch a zone over here, a move over here, right? Towards this demand zone. So we will see how it moves off towards this level, right? If we see the same transfer of weak hands to strong hands, we can actually buy from here towards where? Aiming towards this level again and do the same thing, right? And aim for lower lows. So if you forget how does the first schematic look like, we are looking to liquidate this trend line, right? If prices comes back up towards this, any mitigation over here, any supply zone that has left unmitigated, to push prices down, we can look for buys towards this level. Okay, then look for the schematic for a sell. So over here we have the USDCHF. As charted previously, we have a weekly breakout of structure into a demand zone. So we are still going bullish, right? We are still going into this level. And we are looking for buys inside of here. Anywhere inside here, we're looking for buys to bring us towards this supply zone. So we go down to the 8 hours time frame. You can see that we have this strong move, right? After prices liquidates this level, right? It makes this sell move over here and left behind a supply zone or an order block, right? So we can expect prices to move towards this level for a deeper sells, right? And why do we think that prices want to do that? Is because on the 8 hours time frame, you can see that we have a unmitigated area deeper into this level, right? So if you were to refine this zone, we have the clause to believe that prices may come back down towards this area over here, right? And we are not looking for potential buys over now, right? We're looking for prices to tap into this supply zone, filling the imbalance inside of here to bring us potentially lower, liquidating maybe this trend line. And we are looking for buys only if we see something like this, right? The same move, transfer, right? We're going to see buyers, we're going to see sellers become buyers and maybe buy off here or come back down, buy off here, right? To push us even higher. So can prices actually break this level and go lower? Definitely. So we are looking for a schematic to appear, right? To give us a confirmation that prices wants to move. So lastly, we have the dollar yen. You can see that this is a supply zone. We have the last up move before the down move, right? And now taps into this level, gives us a strong breakdown of this level, right? So we are likely to believe that prices wants to go lower, right? At least towards this level. So over here, we have the monthly demand zone over here. And prices may not necessarily tap into this level, right? You can look for higher areas for prices to move towards. So over here may be possible as well. you can see we have multiple sell to buy move over here. So this is also a demand level. And this will be our first so-called milestone, right? So we are definitely selling into this demand zone and see whether prices wants to move off from here or give us a breakdown from here. And you can see that this is a supply zone. Prices taps into our weekly supply, breaks down, showing this slow move up, right? And this may be a redistribution. So let's go to the 8-hour time frame. So this is our supply zone, and prices taps into this level, makes the first sell move, didn't break any structure, came back up, make a higher high, liquidating these highs over here, right? And now make this strong breakdown. So again, it didn't clear any structure, right? Because the structure is here. And can you see these are the wicks created where prices are likely to liquidate all of this? So we can expect prices to break down and move into this level, right? And whether or not you want to be a buyer, it depends on what is given to you over here, right? So if you see a schematic inside of here that gives you something like this, you expect prices to move towards this supply. And you can potentially sell inside here, expecting prices to go lower because you are bearish, right? Bearish move, breaks out of structure, came back up, creation of liquidity in and out of these levels, mitigate the last liquidity over here, gives us a strong breakdown, breaks out of structure, showing you that it wants to shift. And over here, if you see a slow climb back into this supply zone, we are going to take a sell definitely into demands over here. Why? To liquidate orders lying beneath here.